Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
Open the door. To remove the master window switch, we're going to use the plastic trim tool. You can get these from 1aauto.com. Otherwise, you'd have to use a flat-bladed screwdriver and you could damage your trim with the hard metal. So these are nice soft plastic. You're going to kind of get underneath here. It's a little tight fit. And then kind of slide it to the middle. And there is a clip. We're going to push in this way. And at the same time, pry up. Pull the master window switch out of the door panel. Put this aside here. Now I can unlock the connector. There's a tab here. You push down. Pull out on the switch. Pull it out. Put the master window switch aside. We need to remove this little door handle pull, this little pocket here where your hand goes. It needs a plastic prying tool. So I'm going to kind of go underneath, try to catch the metal, and then pop it up just like that. And if this side doesn't come, you have to do the same thing as a similar clip. Pop it up, pull it out. So what you're doing is you're going underneath, pushing in on this metal tab to unlock it. To remove this black trim cover, take the plastic prying tool, reach in here, just pop it out. Pull that right out. Use a small flat-bladed screwdriver. Carefully open this little door here to expose the screw that's behind it. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the screw. I take the plastic prying tool. There's a slight opening just above the lock. Push the plastic prying tool up and then pop it up off, pull it down, so it pulls down from this one, then it needs to go out this way, and then you'll have to move this. So you're unhooking it by going this way, and then you're just feeding it off of the lever. To remove this push clip, actually push in on the center, unlocks it, and then you can take the other side of your plastic prying tool and get underneath it and pry it right out. And then to reuse it, just push it right back out through. We'll put that aside. Remove the Phillips head screw. That's inside our opening for our little cup here, pull handle, using a Phillips head screwdriver. The rest of the door panel is held on with clips along the edge. As you pull this off, you will need to unplug the courtesy light. That should be the only thing that's plugged into through the door panel. So you just kind of reach underneath, and if you need to, you can use a plastic trim tool, but there's a little bit of a finger hold here. I can get it in, get my fingers in, and pull out. And we're gonna lift up off of the steel part of the door. The door panel kind of hooks around the top. So lift up and straight out. And the only thing plugged in, I can turn this so I can see it, is the courtesy light. So I'm gonna push it in the lock, pull it right out. We'll put our door panel aside, remove the door handle and lock. There's a 10mm bolt here. We'll remove that. Bolt out, pull this off. It slides out of the steel panel. There's a hook here and a hook here. And flip it over. So the door opening handle is this green one, and it's going into the handle there. We can pull it out of the plastic, just pop it straight out. And then when it comes out, you'll just push the cable up and out. And then for the lock one, It's the same thing, just kind of push it up and out. And then unhook it. To remove the vapor barrier, it's stuck to the door panel with butyl tape. It's forever sticky. You want to take a razor blade, and sometimes you just kind of have to gently pull it and then cut it a little bit. We'll get it to separate. You should be able to reuse the vapor barrier, and it will re-stick to this butyl tape. Just work your way all the way around. Peeling, cutting it. Just gonna feed this harness out of the opening in here. Very careful. You can lay it the sticky side up and reuse it. There's two actuator rods inside here. So the one with the yellow moves whenever you pull the door handle. The red one is for the lock cylinder. They can be difficult to get off if you can reach in and push the lock off and unlock it, and then pull the rod out of the lock cylinder. That's very helpful. This one seems to be stuck. I'm going to unlock both of them. I'm going to remove the door handle, or loosen the door handle first, and see if I can get them off. So reach down, unlock the red one, push it up, and then pull it out. Pop this cap off, plastic prying tool. There's one of the T30 torx screws. And the other one is in here. Actually go through the opening in the sheet metal here. Go loosen it. Now it's actually captured so it can't fall. All right. That one is also captured. With that loose, we need the plastic prying tools. There's the lock cylinder assembly. Pull the door handle towards the back of the car. And lift it up and out. And take these little gaskets off so they don't get lost. I'm going to remove the door latch. There's 3 T30 torx screws here. Unbolt door lock actuator. Should lift up and out of the door panel. Down. I'm going to unclip cables and feed them out. Now normally your door latch assembly could stay in the vehicle if you could get the control rod off of there. I wasn't able to, it was stuck, so it's coming out all as one piece. We're gonna unplug it, push the plug in, pull it down, push that lock in there, and then pull it down. Now I'm going to unbolt this here for the window run track. Move this run track out of the way slightly. Just sliding the whole assembly out. Normally in the vehicle, you can unlock this by pulling it up, and this has a bit of a rounded bump to it towards the end of it, and you should be able to push it out. But this one's kind of stuck. I'm going to use a little right angle pick and lift up on the yellow, and at the same time pull the metal out. And that should be able to happen in the car, but This one was really stuck. To swap the cables over, remove this screw. Put that aside. There's a little tab here. Push that out. And up off of this tab here. And this whole protective cover will lift right off. Undo the lock cable, just pull it straight up. And unhook it. Pull it straight up. And put it around like this way. Pull it straight up and off. So you can't mix these cables back up. You can't mix these cables up, they have two different ends. They're only going to fit in one way. So this one is going to fit in just like that. Slide it in place, clip it in. And this one is going to go in and down and then clip it on. We'll reinstall the cover. The rods are going to go through this opening here. We'll lay this down on top, clip it over, and then in place there. Put the screw back in. Take our inner door handle, slide it in place. Try to hold it up. So the captured screw, if I go forward a little bit, you can see there's the screw there. It needs to go into this little grommet piece here. So this will sit like that. Put the T30 Torx in here. Get it threaded into that plastic grommet. There we go. It gets tight. To stop, it's just going into plastic. Don't forget to reinstall your grommets. These go underneath the door handle. They just have little clips, little tabs. They're going to slide in, stay in place. This one will go this way. Install the door handle this way, and at the same time you're going to kind of set it here and go in here, push it in, and then it's going to push forward, lock in place. The lock cylinder is going to go in. Push it in place. I'll hold the lock cylinder by hand and then tighten the torque screw. Put the rubber plug back in. Or reinstall the door lock actuator. You're going to kind of feed it in. I'm going to start with the wires or the cables, and then the control rods. Move it around. Those out, that's where they need to go. And this is going to have to lift up, and the run channel is down here. I need to grab that and lift it up and kind of carefully flex it. It did slide down the rubber when I took it out, so you want to be careful you don't pull it all the way off. So we're going to get this up in place. So at the same time, I'm also guiding these control rods up. Right here is the bolt hole with this little hook. It's going to go into this opening here. So that'll hang just like that for now. Slide the run channel back, push it up, That will come over here and line up. If it doesn't line up with this opening here where it was bolted, you can slide it down a little bit or up. Maybe we need to go up. There it is. Put the bolt in. And I'm just gonna thread this in lightly. I'll come back and tighten it afterwards. Reinstall the Torx screws. If you need to, you can go in, push this up against the door panel. I'll start to tighten these. Not too tight. Just get them until they get tight and then stop. Just like that. I'm going to reach up inside the door. So I'm going for the red one here. We're going to push it in to the opening and then push that down. It'll lock in there. We'll lift up the yellow, push it in, and then push it down to lock it. Plug the electrical connector back in. It'll click when it locks in place. And reroute our cables back into the clips. They just kind of snap over, down through here. To reinstall the vapor barrier, you can tell by the orientation of the holes which way it goes. So these two holes match up with these two here, and then these two openings match up with these two here. So I know that'll go up. And also the slit there is to go around the cables. We're going to feed the wire through for the courtesy light. I'm going to start in this corner, and this stuff is just always sticky. Put it back in place and just push it down. It'll want to stick to everything. I'll lift up the cables underneath, kind of line it up with the holes, and just go along the outer edge and push it right back in. I mean, don't be worried about getting it perfect. That's good enough there. Tighten up the run channel. Reconnect the door handle, the inside door handle with the lock one. So the white one went in the outer one. It just hooked in and then pushed right down in. And the green one, that hooks down in place there. And it looks like this actually is broken a little bit. It'd have kind of a tab over it that would lock it. And we're just gonna push it down in place. Just like that. There's two tabs here. They're gonna go in to the door panel this way. And push it down. There are two openings in the handle. This one is for when the door panel is on, and the screw will go through that and the cap will go over it. This one is the one you access with the door panel off, and the 10mm self-tapper will go in here. If one of these clips gets stuck, you can just take a trim panel tool, pull it in here, pop it out, put it back in your door panel, and reuse it. This went in down here. Just kind of push them in place. Plug in the courtesy light. There we go. The top of the door panel is kind of curved. It's going to hook over the metal frame. So I'm going to start by going up in here. It doesn't matter if the window is up or down. Hang it over it, and then we'll get it in place. Make sure that your master window switch harness is accessible. And now we push it in place on the clips. They'll snap into place Just go around the door, push them in place, put our push clip back in, reinstall the screw that goes under the door pull handle. When you reinstall this door handle pull, the arrow points towards the inside. We'll push it in, just like that. Reinstall this cover. It has a hook that's going to hook into here in the black plastic. So we're going to lift that up, slide it this way, get it hooked first, and then push this in. And we'll reinstall the screw. Reinstall this black A-pillar cap. Just kind of slides in place and then snaps in. Plug the harness back in. It'll click when it locks in place. There's a tab here, it's going to slide underneath, and this metal tab is going to push into this opening here.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.